Hello, hello. Apologies for being tardy, guys. I had a little issue with my computer. It shut down on me. But I'm here now. It's been a while. If you don't know who I am, hopefully you do if you're here. My name is Libria Jones, also known as the Remote Work Queen. I actually share a lot of information and resources to help people put more life into their work life balance equation by talking about traveling and working as well as working remotely. So once a month, I used to do a live Q&A session here on YouTube, and I'm trying to bring that back. I'm trying to bring it on back. Let me actually share this on Instagram for the homies there. I see a few people waiting. Say hi. Tell me where you're from, and let me know where you are on your remote work journey. So let me know if you are currently looking and struggling, if you already work remotely, or let me know if you are pretty close to giving up. Let me know that in the comments. I want to know kind of where you guys are with things. Um, you may not know this, but I do have a free guide that you can download. It's called The Ultimate Guide. Hi, Jacksonville. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Remote Work. And it talks about 4 different ways that you can work remotely. That guide is completely free. Actually, let me drop the link to that right quick. bit.ly ultimate remote work guide. And I have a course. Oh, congratulations. You recently got accepted into Tulsa Remote. That's wonderful. When are you doing your visit? Have you done your visit already? If you recently got accepted, you probably haven't done your visit yet, I'm assuming. Um, that's so awesome. I'm in Tulsa right now. I actually kind of moved away. Uh, but I'm here now to do an event tomorrow night. I've been here for 2 weeks, and also to look at some real estate because I do want to buy some more investment properties here. Um, August and September are good times to be here because it's not uh, as hot. Question mark. It's actually more humid that time of year, but this time of year is like blazing hot, but it's still warm in August, September, and people are still outdoors. It's very much a city that there's way more to do when people can be outdoors. So you'll have a good time. And Tulsa Remote really done has really evolved how they curate your site visits. So when I joined Tulsa Remote, you were pretty much on your own. Like you just come, you take a picture at 36 degrees to prove you were here, and you figure everything out on your own. But now they help you find lodging, they help you find somewhere to stay. They try to coincide your visit. If you do a hosted visit, they try to coincide your visit with the first Fridays at a Tinto Capital, which is always fun. And you get to meet a lot of people there. And they take you on tours and they do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Oh, somebody said they're in Tulsa because of me. That's so nice. I hope you're having a good time here. I hope you're enjoying your time here. I've had a good time in Tulsa, and I want to invest more in the city because Tulsa Remote ain't slowing down. Every week, every other day, it slowed down a little bit, but there was a time where every day I was getting a message from someone else saying they were either applying to Tulsa Remote or they got accepted into Tulsa Remote. Um, Join me now. That said, congratulations. I'm glad that you're here, Lola Sunshine. Currently searching for a remote teaching job. Hungry crab. Okay. Tell me where you're looking. Let me know in the comments. Where are you looking for remote jobs? On YouTube. Hold on. Let me type this, guys. I'm live on YouTube right now answering remote work questions. There we go. Okay. I want to invite some people to come hang out with us real fast. All right. Yeah, tell me where you've been looking for remote teaching jobs. And what kind of teaching you're talking about. We're talking collegiate level, we're talking in high school level. One remote job board that I can give you, and there's a few remote job boards in the guide that I shared earlier, the free guide. But one is remote.co. Obviously, LinkedIn has remote jobs as well. But remote.co has these categories that you can go to. And when you go to their website, you can go directly to teaching. I believe teaching is on there. I wish I could share my screen, but if you go to remote.co, I'm going to type that in here. Remote.co. um, and go to their categories, there is a specific category for teaching. But I'd love to know what kind of teaching jobs you're looking for. Um, yeah. So Tiana, when you come here from Michigan, just know it's going to be way warmer. um, Let me finish my. I'm gonna finish my other thought. I'm actually planning to invest here in Tulsa. I have. I bought a house here before I even moved, so I bought it sight unseen, and it is currently being rented out. So I have long-term renters in there right now. And my original plan was within my first year of being here, my Tulsa remote year, I was going to buy two more properties, and I never did. I was going to rent my place out and then buy two more properties and get a and find myself a duplex, and I didn't do any of that. So a year and a half later, I finally moved out of my place and moved some other people in, rented it out. And so now I'm basically intentionally and cheerfully homeless, just kind of bouncing around. Today, I am house sitting in Tulsa right now. I've been house sitting for about a week and a half. And there are some really great properties on the market right now here in Tulsa. They're not duplexes, which, if you follow me at all or you know me at all, that's what I've been really looking for. But there are quite a few properties that have tenants in them here. And so if I can like invest in some cash flow, let's do that. So I'm going to look at some places tomorrow that have some tenants in them already, that seem on the surface to be good deals. So I'm going to go investigate. And there's a quad. I'm not talking about remote work at all because I'm waiting for y'all to ask me questions about remote work. I'm just rambling about my life right now. There is a quadplex that I've been watching that's been on the market for months and months and months. It's gone on the market and come off. I want to know like what's the deal with it because it's cash flowing as well. All four units are rented out, and I'm trying to get to the listing agent to like find out what's going on with this thing. Like, why does it keep going off them coming back on the market? Like, why does the deal keep falling through? I want to know, and I want to figure out if I can snatch it up, if it's worth it. But all that to say, just to reiterate, for those of you who have just joined, hello. If you just joined, my name is Labria Jones. I teach people how to get more life in their life work balance equation. And no, actually, I flipped the equation from work life balance to life work balance because the living part comes first. And I do that by sharing information about how you can travel more and how you can work remotely. I have a course called the Remote Ready Bundle, that walks you through the 4 phases of finding and landing remote work. And if you don't need the whole bundle, you can actually purchase pieces of the course as well. Let me give you my website. It's Quit Commuting as in stop, quitcommuting.com. And you can also grab my free guide as well. I like this real estate combo because this is in my plans too. A lot of people ask me why I want to invest in Tulsa. And part of the reason is because um, there are more programs than just Tulsa Remote that are bringing people into the city. So there's Tulsa Remote, and then there's a program called In Tulsa that is actually hiring people to move here to work. So there's a lot of programs trying to move people into Tulsa. Separately, there's a lot of programs here that is throwing money at entrepreneurs. So you have a lot of entrepreneurs moving into Tulsa as well. They are basically throwing money at Black entrepreneurs in Tulsa, and entrepreneurs of color and minorities in Tulsa. I'm telling y'all. So I just see Tulsa being a very fast growing city, and I want to snatch up some of this real estate while I can. I've been looking on Indeed and LinkedIn for ESL and ELA. I have the remote ready bundle, but I just need to get on the ball and be intentional. You do need to get on the ball and be intentional. So online ESL and ELA, that's kind of specific. I've actually never looked for those kind of positions. You know what? I'm gonna look and see if I can find one right fast. Give me a second. ESL teacher and remote. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna do a Google search real fast. I'm just curious. Because this is something I've never kind of looked for or talked to anybody about. I see a lot of, oh, I see a few. Let me give you here's a search string. Hungry crab. I'm gonna drop a search string in the comments. Grab that and save it. Turn on alerts for it. Oh, I can't send it because it's too big. Man, It says I can only send things that are 200 characters and it's 385. The search string is 385 characters. But do me a favor. I'm going to give you my search string. Type this exact thing into Google. I'm gonna explain to y'all why I did this way also, and I teach this in the course. This is one of the things I teach in the course. But grab that search string and drop it into Google, and then scroll down a little bit. A lot of people don't know that Google actually has a job board. Raise your hand if no. Say me if you did not know Google had a job board. Say me in the comments if you didn't know that Google had a job board. Google has a job board. So Google is a master of information, right? And so one of the things they've done is they've created a job board that actually combs through multiple job boards and brings it all together, just like they do with flights. So y'all know Google Flights. Y'all use Google Flights, right? So same concept, right? Google Jobs, basically. And so if you do a Google search the right way, you'll get this section that pops up with like this little blue bar that says jobs, and you'll have all kinds of things that you can filter on, and you'll have all these job postings. So Hungry Crab, if you grab that, if you copy and paste it exactly like I put it in there and just scroll down a little bit, you'll get to that job board from Google. And when you get there, what I suggest you do is turn on alerts. Because if you turn on alerts, anytime new positions pop up in that meet that criteria, you'll get a notification from Google, just like on Google Flights. If you're following a flight and you turn on alerts for a flight, you will get an email anytime the flight price changes. Same thing with this. So let me talk about how I wrote that. So typically, a lot of times when we search in Google for things, or even on Indeed, this works on Indeed, it works on LinkedIn, it works on job boards as well. When we're searching for things, we're not searching efficiently. We're speaking English, like we're speaking our own language, right? But these search engines are actually built on a language called Boolean. It's Boolean language, and it's basically if you use the language that the search engines speak, you'll be able to get better results when you do searches. And so, as you see, I typed ESL teacher in quotation marks. The reason I did that is because it's 2 words, right? And I'm telling Google both of these words are important to me. I want this sequence. I want you not to just search for ESL and not to just search for teacher, but I want you to give me results that have both ESL and teacher in it. And so that's why I put it in quotation marks. And then I put and in all caps, and then the word remote. That tells Google that everything on both sides of this and are a requirement for me. You can also use the word or. So you could say ESL teacher and remote or telework or virtual, right? Or in all caps. And that would tell Google that these are the conditions that I'm looking for. The conditions are both of these things must be met, or these things need to be met, right? And so I'm not saying that you're searching the wrong way. What I'm saying is you can search more efficiently and get better results at the top of your results, right? And that way you can not spend as much time wading through things that you don't want to see, if that makes sense. That actually is a whole module in the course, by the way. Yeah, y'all just got a whole module in my course in like 3 minutes. Look at that. But in the course as well, I actually give you a wizard that you just put in the things you're looking for, and it spits out a search string that you can just copy and paste. And as a reminder, these search strings don't just work in Google; they also work in Indeed, and they work on LinkedIn as well. You have the original Remote Ready bundle and missed the chance to pay for the upgraded new bundle. I feel like I added something in the legacy bundle that's a perpetual upgrade rate. And it's not as good a deal as it was when it was on sale. But I think I did. If I didn't, let me make a note to do that. Okay. Dana, can you check back in next week? Let me check to see if I did that. If I didn't, I will. Hi, Herbs Infinity. How are you? But yeah, a lot of people didn't know Google had a job board, and it actually does. And so if you search in Google the right way, you'll get some pretty good results. And I'm sorry I can't send you the results that I got, but I see it doesn't tell me the number of jobs that came back, but girl, I'm scrolling and scrolling. I see quite a few. Online teachers at Core English, Language Habit, Zebra English, Valungua, like I see a bunch. Amazing Talker, High Tutor, Ed First, Teach ASL Today. There's quite a few. So I'm willing to bet your challenge is not that the jobs aren't there, that the opportunities aren't there. I'm willing to bet that your challenge is literally sitting down and doing your resume and updating your LinkedIn and then actually hitting the apply button. Very rarely is the challenge the opportunities. I'm going to say that again. Very rarely have I seen, and I've been doing this for years. I did not, just so you know, I didn't start doing this during the pandemic. I've been teaching people how to get remote jobs since 2015. Okay. I've been on this. This is not new to me. And I've been working remotely since 2008. Right. So this is not new. And what I have found in the people that I've worked with, the coaching that I've done, the communities that I've built, and people sliding up in my DMs or commenting on my posts, when I dig deeper, the challenge is rarely that the opportunities aren't there. Like I've run into maybe a few people that I had trouble finding remote opportunities for them. It is rare that the challenge is the opportunities. The challenge is really you doing the work, right? You sitting down and saying, I'm going to update my resume. And the truth is, friend, if you don't want to update your resume, just pay somebody to do it. Don't be the bottleneck. Don't be the thing that's holding you back from getting where you want to be. Go on ahead and get somebody to update your resume, child, so you can move forward because you're trying to get somewhere, right? But you will not put your foot on the gas because you don't want to be the one that drives. I took your course over a year ago and got a job. Unfortunately, I was laid off 2 weeks ago. So I need you again. I did purchase your bundle, and that's how I got a remote job. So I know your strategy. So, A, congratulations on landing that job. B, I'm sorry that you were laid off a couple of weeks ago. I know that's very challenging. Um, but C, the thing I'm going to add, and C, I won't say but C, I'll say and C, you have the strategy already, right? So you know that you can do it. You know that it's possible. You know this is something that you can do. So it's really about taking the time to decompress from what's happened to you, right? And feel your feelings and set up your plan for how you're going to care for yourself. I actually did a session a few months ago on maximizing a layoff. I might have to do a YouTube video on it, but I did it in my community for maximizing your time during a layoff. And a few of the things that I mentioned is not forcing yourself to rush into looking for a job, right? Like honor the space that you're in because a lot of times people feel rejected, betrayed, right? They feel resented. You have a lot of negative feelings being laid off. I've been laid off at least 3 times in my career. And so I hope that you take the time to honor those feelings. If you need to talk to someone, if you need to, pick up the phone and talk to a therapist or whatever the case may be, do that, right? If you need to think about how I'm going to take care of myself, spend time doing that. Also, you could consider using this time to tick some things off your someday list. Like some of the things that you've been wanting to do and try, like if you've been wanting to take some online cooking classes or, get into dance or whatever, but you haven't had time because you've been working, incorporate some of that into your day to day so that you can find some joy during this time, right? Because it shouldn't all be fear and rush. It should also be, these are still days of my life that belong to me, right? What can I do with them since I have this time? And then my other call out was to make sure that you set yourself up a system, right? I am going to prospect and look for jobs on Wednesdays. On Mondays, and then on Wednesdays, I'm going to start reaching out to my network, and on Fridays or whatever day, I'm going to actually hit the apply button, right? So set up a system that you stick to and that you follow. You are now a salesperson. Just so you guys know, anytime we are looking for jobs, we are salespeople. We are now salespeople because we're trying to sell our services and our expertise. Can you speak on ID if the issue is how to better apply to remote work, or two, if I need career clarity? I've had a lot of unrelated jobs. I don't understand that question, Ashley. Can Can you speak on ID? Are you talking about instructional design? How to better apply for remote work, or if I need career clarity? I've had a lot of unrelated jobs. I don't. I'm missing the context for your question. I think there's more that you're asking, but I don't think I have enough context to answer your question. Um, but how to better apply for remote work, I can try to answer that in general. And again, this is something that I actually go through in my course. If you guys go to quitcommuting.com, you can invest in the full course, but you can buy the full course. Let me not say invest. That makes it sound like it's like $700. It's not. You can buy the full course, or if you just want that section on how to apply for jobs, you can get that section too. But the gist of it is there are a few things that you should do on how to apply for remote jobs. Is one, make sure your resume is ready for that thing, right? So I don't think people should have to change their job for every. I don't think people should have to change their resume for every job, but I do think that you start with building an ideal profile and saying, let me look at 2 to 3 jobs, 3 to 4 jobs that I know I want to apply for, and build a template resume that speaks to those 3 to 4 jobs in the way that they speak, right? So looking at what do they say are the roles and responsibilities? What do they say are the key qualifications? And if I meet any of these, let me make sure that those things are in my resume, because now your resume is talking to those positions the way that those hiring managers talk about those positions versus the way that you just throw stuff on your resume. You know what I'm saying? So that's thing one. And then thing two, when you're applying for the job, everybody talks about things slightly differently. And so you might want to just compare your resume, like go through the job posting and see if there's something that they mention multiple times that you do have in your background, that you do have in your experience in your toolkit that's not on your resume, and tweak it. I don't think people have to tweak their resume for every job posting. And I've said this the whole time I've been coaching people in this. You need to not sling stale resumes. Don't create one resume and just lob it off for every job posting. You should be you should be intentionally looking at the job posting and saying, is anything missing from my resume that's in this job posting? And then tweaking that. It should not take you more than 3 to 5 minutes if you have a good template. Oh, ID by identify. Girl, I did not know what, honey. You talking in slang that me and you have not agreed to. Okay, I got it now. All right. You said ID and I immediately was like instructional design. Um, and so what I'm talking about is exactly what you should be doing. Regardless of what industries you've worked in, you have transferable skills, right? And so what you want to do is figure out what kind of jobs you want to do. Like what are the jobs you want to apply for? What are the things that you like that you'd be interested in? And when you come across, maybe I want to be a project manager, right? Maybe that's what I want to do now. Look at some of the job postings for project management and start to identify what are some of the themes that you're seeing in these job postings that are things you actually have in your background. Those are your transferable skills. Put that in your resume when you go and apply for those jobs, if that makes sense. Thanks for clarifying the question, because I was like, what, girl, what? Yeah. Hopefully that's helpful, but I don't think it necessarily matters what your specific industry has been, what your specific background is in. People move through industries all the time, you know? I think it's a matter of how you talk about your transferable skills. When I first came into the workforce as a, 20-year old, yeah, 20-year old, I would be interviewing at corporations, guys. Like I'm interviewing at Deloitte talking about my McDonald's experience. What does McDonald's have to do with Deloitte? Right? But there are transferable skills I learned from McDonald's. I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm not gonna say it myself, but I'm gonna ask y'all, what transferable skills did I learn at McDonald's that would help me work in consulting? I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm gonna give y'all a minute and help me answer that question. What transferable skills did I learn at McDonald's that could help me work at a big four consulting company? Drop that in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are, because there are transferable skills. Trust me. Man, my allergies are acting up ever since I got back. I don't know if it's the cats, customer service, team management, customer service, communication. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those are good. I want one more. Give me one more, guys. Give me one more. What else y'all got? Customer service, communication. A lot of people say customer service. That's a big deal, right? So that translates into client service. Consulting is all about client management, right? Setting expectations, managing expectations. Do you know how often I had to set expectations at McDonald's and tell people your food's going to be up in 5 minutes, your food's going to be up in 3 minutes? And McDonald's have some of the most demanding customers, some of the most demanding customers, to be people that was paying $3.20 for a meal. They don't cost that much anymore, but that's how much they was paying. And for them to be spending $3.20, they were incredibly demanding. But I learned how to deal with clients who were very, very demanding, right? I also learned how to work under pressure. You back there at McDonald's trying to, put together some sandwiches, and a bus full of teenagers come in, right? If you've ever worked in fast food, you know that feeling. You know what that's like. As soon as that bus full of teenagers comes in after their football game or whatever, you're like, oh God. But having to work under pressure, right? Having to deliver in a fast-paced environment. There are so many transferable skills. Crisis management, wearing multiple hats, problem solving when a customer comes up to you and it's like, this is not what I ordered, but that's what they ordered, right? Understanding how to deal with those have difficult conversations, and things like that. But there's so many transferable skills. So again, I say, I don't care what industry you came from. You likely have transferable skills. It's really about you identifying what those transferable skills are. And sometimes those transferable skills aren't even on the resume. You tell them how that's going to benefit. Because I don't think if I had walked into Deloitte, any interviewer would have expected me to say McDonald's, or expected me to say some of the things that I just said. But I called out that these things are actually pretty helpful. The things that I learned here are actually pretty helpful in this environment. And so, I want us to stop feeling tied down by our backgrounds. Your background is an enhancement, right? Every job that you've had, everything that you've learned is an enhancement to what you're going to provide to the next company. And you need to start seeing it that way. I hope that was a good pep talk. But yeah, the first place to start is looking at job postings and saying, what are the things that they're saying in this job posting? And do I have this in my background? Right. And utilizing that as your transferable skills, and then identifying additional skills that are transferable as well, or important in those roles as well. Yup. Any other questions you guys have? We've been here for 30 minutes, so it's pretty much time for me to roll out. But I will take one more question, and I will reiterate that if you go to quitcommuting.com, you can grab the free guide. I do provide that information for free. You can follow me on Instagram, follow Quit Commuting on Instagram. That's free information. But if you want to get more guidance and more structure, because you feel like you need that, you can always grab the course. There's the signature course that walks you through all of it, and it has bonuses in it. It has a community. We actually do these sessions every week in there. So if you want to spend more time with me, you can grab the course. But if you don't want to get the whole course and you just need to focus in on one area, you're like, oh, I got the application part, I just need to work on interviewing. There is a mini course just for the interviewing piece. So head over to quitcommuting.com and check that out. Yeah, you should be able to sign in. Just go back to your original email and sign in. Hey, Nash. How you doing, girl? Listen, I gotta tell y'all a story before I go. So Nash is my new stalker. I mean, my new friend. Just kidding. So she purchased the Remote Ready bundle a while back, and ended up sending me a message on Instagram saying that she actually got a remote job that is unlimited PTO, and they don't care where she works. And I was like, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. And I actually used her comment as like one of our testimonials. It might actually be on the website. Nash, it might actually be on my website. What's wild is I was in Cape Town a few weeks ago and she hit me up on Instagram and was like, hey, I'm in Cape Town as well. And I was like, well, come to dinner with us. I'm about to take my mom and one of my friends who lives in Cape Town to dinner. Come meet us out. And we had a blast. We had such a good time because she was there with her unlimited PTO from her remote work job. And if she had chosen to work, she still could have worked because she can work from anywhere. And so we had dinner, we danced, we drank, we had amazing time. I made her try some weird foods. I made you, what did I make you try? Springbok. Springbok, if you don't know what that is, it's like a gazelle. And kudu is basically like a emu or a large deer. Um, but we had a really, really good time. And then I left and took my mom to safari, to this safari camp, and looked up and she was there too. That's why I called her my stalker, because I looked up and she was at the safari camp. But yeah, Nash is a testament to what you guys can do if you actually lean into the work and get the work done. So buying the bundle is great. I love it when you buy the bundle because, I mean, obviously, right? That means I got paid. However, I would much prefer you actually buy it and use it. Like, please don't just buy it. That's not helpful. That's not why I created it. Actually didn't create it to make a bunch of money because, quite frankly, I haven't. Right? I made it so that people could benefit from it, so that I could have stories like Nash, and stories like Herb Infinity here, because she got a remote job. She got laid off, but she's going to get another one. We already are speaking that into existence. But that's what I did it for. So don't just buy the bundle and sit on it, please. Please, y'all, don't just buy it and sit on it. They have the old version. They don't even have the new and improved version. That's what's wild. The new and improved version has a lot of information. Y'all, it's so much more in that new version. Am I an author? Nope, not yet. I am going to be working on a book next year, though. Very excited. Very excited about that. Can't wait to share about that. Um, Me and someone else were just talking about that. I thought I put a note in there to show you guys how to upgrade. Let me just look. I thought I put a section in there for you guys to upgrade to the new and improved bundle. But if I did not, let me go ahead and do that. Uh, I will do that. I will work on that tonight. If I didn't, I'll work. You know what, guys? I'll work on that tonight. So check tomorrow and you should be able to see how to upgrade. I thought I did that already, but I may not have. Do I have a recommended resume writer? Yes, I have a few. So when I had my community, recommended our resident resume writer was Chelsea Opara Ado. And her Instagram is not your mother's resume. Let me give you a link to her Instagram. And she was my resident resume writer. So she actually did live sessions with our community, which I don't run anymore. I put the community on pause for now as I figure out how to better serve you guys. She would do resume reviews every month with our group. Let me drop her resume. There you go. So that's Chelsea, not your mother's resume. And then the other person that I like, that I'm really cool with, is Resume Addict. Her name is Charnay. So let me give you hers as well. She's really good too. Her and her team are really good. So there's two. Hopefully you got those in the comments. I will add them into the description box as well for anybody watching the replay. All right. This was fun, y'all. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I know that it's been a while. I purchased a Premier Access ticket for the Quick Commuting Conference. Dana, which conference? Was it the conference this year or a previous year? If it was a previous year, then you already have it. If it's this year, you should have gotten your link because we sent that out, if I recall. Okay. Yeah, we sent that email out a while ago. You should have gotten the link. If not, you can email our team at hello@quickcommuting.com. So if you don't have it, I'd say search your email for it. But if you don't have it, email hello@quickcommuting.com. Cool. All right, y'all. I'm out for real. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I can't wait to bring these back. I like doing this. I'll see y'all in the next month.